If I were to go in this video and tell you guys that Dodge's marketing is not as good as we say it is, you guys will be ready to dislike the video, possibly unsubscribe. Please don't do that and say that I'm crazy. But I'm here to say that Dodge's marketing is not as good as we say it is. But before you start flaming me in the comments, I will say this. Where it matters most, Dodge's marketing falls extremely short. And there are numbers to prove this. I did a poll on my community page maybe like a week or so ago, asking you guys who has the best marketing. I might show it here. Everyone hands down said Dodge has the best marketing. This video is here to explain why Dodge's marketing isn't as good as we say it is. Let me drop the intro and let's get into the video. YouTube family, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in on this particular video. If you're new here, we do a lot of car related things on this particular channel. Go ahead and make sure you're locked in for the long haul. If you're already locked in, I want to thank you so much for the support and all of that, but we'll not hold you too long. Let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video. So at the top of the video, I made one of the most outlandish statements that someone can make owning a Dodge and watching Dodge over the last few years of what they've been doing in the automotive world. And I said that Dodge's marketing isn't as good as we say it is. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't believe, but I looked into some things and saw some things that made me kind of rethink their whole strategy and what they've been doing here. And I'm going to let you in kind of why I believe that. I know you guys are probably thinking of me like I'm crazy. Why would I say Dodge's marketing isn't that good after all the exciting commercials and the events they host and things like that? I'm going to show you that where it matters most, they are falling short, and they're not falling short by a little bit; they're falling short by a lot. But let me get some backstory. Let me give you some backstory as to why I feel this way. So a couple of weeks ago, I actually was on vacation. I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago. Me and the family, we went down to a place called Walt Disney World. I'm on the East Coast. Well, I'm South, so I mean that's not too far of a trip from here, from North Carolina. But I was down there for a few days with the family. Went down to Disney World. My first time going, whatever. That's not this time to travel. We ain't talking about the travel or whatnot. But my first time going down there, right? First time going to Walt Disney World. And we took the family down there, like I said, and went to different parks. And I know, like, what does Walt Disney have to do with this? It'll make sense here. Bear with me; it's gonna make sense. So, like I said, we went into a whole bunch of different parks. You know, Magic Kingdom, what was it? Hollywood Studios, all that. We also went to this park called Epcot, which is one of the parks down in Walt Disney World. What does got to do with Dodge? Bear with me. There's different rides. There's different things you can do at the particular park, but one of the most popular rides that is at Epcot is called Test Track. Guess what was all in Test Track? If you've never been there, Test Track is this ride. You go through the whole thing where you get to kind of build a car or whatnot, and you get on this ride where you're in this car and kind of roller coaster type thing. This thing was branded all Chevy. And the ride, first thing you see, it has the big sign for it. Test Track by Chevy, has the whole Chevrolet symbol. All their stuff up front. You go through the whole line. There's a whole bunch of Chevy stuff all in there. I mean, it's a lot of it's futuristic stuff, but it's everything in there is branded Chevy. Apparently, this ride used to be GM, but when they redid the ride, they rebranded it as Chevrolet and not GM. So they went specifically with Chevrolet. So the whole ride was just Chevrolet stuff and whatnot. Even when you get on the ride, each of the cars got is Chevrolets, right? Not like current Chevrolets, but more so like futuristic looking Chevrolets. And when you go through the whole line, you can build your own car, all Chevrolet branded. The kids and stuff enjoy it, all that type of stuff, right? That's not all. Now, when you get off the ride, this ride, you know, a lot of times the ride takes you through like a gift shop and stuff like that. Now Chevy upped the game on this. This is next level marketing. You're gonna see where I'm getting to here. You get off the ride. one of the first things you see is a Corvette C8 70th anniversary car just sitting there with the Chevrolet rep right there with the tablet ready to take your order for a car or get you in contact with a dealership for a car. I thought it stopped there. It doesn't stop there. There's a whole bunch of kiosks around there as well where the kids can take their cars and make commercials and all this kind of stuff, all kinds of Chevrolet branded stuff with the car they just built or whoever wants to do it. On top of that, it doesn't stop there. There's a whole like mini car dealership right after you get off of there. Maybe not like a car dealership, but kind of like a whole Chevrolet car display. They had the Camaro SS. They had their EV Chevrolets, their battery. Their hybrid Chevrolets out there. They had the Tahoe out there. Suburban had all the SUVs out there. They had their pickups out there. Chevrolet had all of their cars, all their crossovers, everything was out there right when you get off the ride with a couple of about different Chevrolet representatives right out there. The marketing behind that is pretty smart. So this ride is probably one of the most popular rides that's at this park. And with Walt Disney and Disney World being a extremely worldwide popular destination, people from all over the world travel there to go there. You have a ride that's branded all Chevrolet with Chevrolet representatives right when you get off the ride with Chevrolet cars on display. You are literally, you're not even asking people to come to your dealership. You're bringing the dealership to the people, and people can just go out and take a look at all your cars. You can open the doors, you can check them out. All the information and features of these particular cars are sitting there right there on display, and you have a representative right there who can get you pointed in the right direction if you were really interested in taking it to the next step and buying one of these vehicles. Not only that, you go through the gift shop. All the gift shop items have Chevrolet branded on them, from the toys, the shirts, the hoodies, everything. And I could probably put some videos of like what the showroom and stuff looks like right when you got the ride. When you see it, you don't think this is a dealership. This is kind of like a auto show or something like that. No, this is a attraction at a theme park. And they have a full-out Chevrolet dealership right there. Now, I don't know how many people visit this location or how many people visit these theme parks, but I know it has to be millions, maybe millions of people a year that come here. And that probably is more than who goes to the dealership. Like, people who are not even in the market for a Chevrolet or in the market for a new car, but if they get off this ride, the first thing you see is a whole bunch of Chevrolet vehicles. You can't help but look, and looking is the first step. Once you start looking, you get curious. You got a representative that can more than likely get you, like I said, point in the right direction for getting this car. I know what y'all thinking, man. What does this got to do with Dodge? I'm going to show you. So the goal of marketing is to make sales. You make sales because you got to make money. In this aspect right here, Chevrolet is doing something that is pretty innovative and pretty smart about getting their cars in front of hundreds of thousands of people, possibly millions of people, like just like that, without even getting them to a dealership. People of all walks of life worldwide, getting people like at least looking at their cars, which I said is the first step. This is how far Dodge is behind when it comes to the sales, the bottom dollar, right? This is a list from, I'm going to see if I can get it fit on the screen here. Now, this is a list of 2022 U.S. auto sales, and there are a total of 36 manufacturers on it. The main manufacturers, of course, we're going to compare Ford, Dodge, and Chevy. On this list, out of 36 cars, Ford and Chevrolet are ranking 2 and 3, only behind Toyota. Now, in this aspect, they also compare it to 2021 numbers. Ford is down 2% from 2021, while Chevrolet is up 6% from 2021. That's what you want to see your stuff grow. That's where they stand right now. If we hop down to where Dodge is 17th on this list. Dodge behind Lexus, Mazda, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, GMC, Ram. Well, Ram is part of Stellantis, but we'll loop them in a second. Nissan, Jeep, Kia, Hyundai, and Honda. It's behind all of those manufacturers. Dodge total sales for 2022, 190,000 sales. That is down 12% from 2021. Compare Dodge to Ford. Ford is 1.7 million. Chevrolet, 1.5 million. That is a huge difference. And you can say, well, Dodge only has 2 or 3 cars. Let's put all of MOPAR together. Let's group all of MOPAR together and see if they even come close. 684,000 MOPAR brand. Ram trucks, 545,000. So right there, that's about 11,000-ish, not 11,000, about 1.1 million in sales, and you throw Dodge into that, they're still not touching Chevy and Ford in that department. Oh, let's not forget about Chrysler. Chrysler is 20th on this list. MOPAR brand, they're at 112,000. So even if you group all four of these different manufacturers together, you still don't even touch Chevrolet and Ford when it comes to total sales. So what's the point of all of this Dodge marketing that they are doing and it's not translating to sales? Now we can say this. I will agree and say this. I'm not crazy. Dodge has the most entertaining and hype building marketing out of everybody, hands down. Like the demon reveals, all the hype behind that, both of them, the marketing that leading up to that, the commercials that they come out, things that are really entertaining, their commercials, their social media, all that stuff. It is really entertaining. They did a contest recently, Chief Donut Maker, where they picked just a random, well, not just a random person to be a Dodge influencer. Ford and Chevy did not do that, and yes, the person that won is somebody that I know really well from this area. So no other brand is doing anything like that. But you can see the bottom line here. All that marketing that they are doing is not translating to sales, and that's probably a huge reason why they are having to bow out and not have any V8s anymore. I mean, the Chevrolet, they still have V8s in their top car, even though they're getting rid of Camaro. They're going on, I'd say this all the time, they're going in on a Corvette. Ford, the Mustang is going to have a V8 in it for the next few years. And another thing, when it comes to marketing, in my eye, marketing, it drives the bottom dollar, right? That's exactly why you do the marketing, to increase sales, right? And over the last few years, Dodge has gotten rid of a lot of brands, well, not a lot of brands, but a lot of models of their cars because they simply don't sell. If you have good marketing, then people will buy your other cars. But right now, the only cars that are keeping Dodge afloat is the Charger, the Challenger, and that's it. But last few years, this is what Dodge has got rid of, right? They've gotten rid of the Viper, the Neon, Nitro, Magnum, Journey, Caravan, Dart, Avenger, and Caliber. All of these are non-performance, well, except for the Viper. The Viper is a definitely high-performance car. All of these are like the non-performance cars. Right now, Dodge is being carried by performance cars, and all their eggs are in one basket. And with the government slapping down on them with this whole EPA type stuff, with them doing all of these high-performance big V8 engines, I mean, the writing's on the wall right there. I mean, this is telling you Dodge can't sell anything outside of performance cars, and they have put themselves in a performance brand. However, both Ford and Chevy understand while people love performance cars and maybe be a fan of certain performance cars, not everybody's going to buy a performance car. I'm looking right now in my neighborhood, and I don't see another performance car on this street. I have the only performance car on this particular street. Not in the neighborhood, but on the street. There's no car on the street that's a performance car besides mine. If you just drive and just take a look at all the cars on the road, don't pay attention to brand or anything like that. People don't buy performance cars. They don't. So when all you market is performance cars, what you gonna do when you can't sell performance cars anymore? You're gonna fold. Both Ford and Chevy understand that you can't just market performance cars. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Everybody says, well, I never see a Z01 commercial. I never see hardly a Ford Mustang commercial. They don't need to market those cars. Those cars are more than likely, not more than likely, but they're a very small percentage of their overall sales. You will see Silverado commercials. You're going to see Tahoe commercials. You're going to see Ford F-150 commercials. You're going to see those type of commercials. But they're not going to market the performance cars like that. The people that know about these performance cars know about these performance cars. And generally, they don't need a commercial to go out and buy one. However, on Dodge's side of things, all they have is performance cars. All they have is big V8 cars. But unfortunately, as you can see what the numbers there, when all you're selling is performance cars, you're only catering to a very small percentage of the car market. Most people are not buying performance cars. Okay, I get it. You're saying, well, Dodge partnered with the Fast and Furious franchise. That is true. They did. They put a lot of their cars in those particular movies. However, when it comes to movies, the hype of those movies comes in waves. Those movies are only popular when something new comes out. And once the movie came out in theaters and now you can go watch anywhere else, the hype for that dies down. With Chevrolet in this instance, when we talking about their whole ride that they got up in at Epcot, that's a year-round, that's an everyday year-round thing. Thousands and thousands of people are going through that ride every single day. I could probably show you the wait time for that ride right now. Because I don't cap and don't lie, I'm going to show y'all. This is the wait right now for the test track ride in Walt Disney at this very moment. I don't know if you can see that. You can pick that up. That's it right there. Test track. Y'all see? Was that 70 minutes? An hour and 10-minute wait. An hour and 10-minute wait at this very moment. I'm not sure the weather down there, but it's an hour and 10-minute wait for that particular ride on a Sunday. I'm recording this on a Sunday. I'm telling you, that's a lot of people that is walking through that mini dealership. That's after you get off that ride. I mean, that's a smart marketing choice for sure. Yes, I know a lot of people watch the Fast and Furious movies. A lot of people got into cars because of Fast and Furious. That's all fine and good. But right now, you can't really go watch a Fast and Furious movie. Now, they do have the ride at, I think it's Universal Studios or something like that. But I don't think they have a Dodge dealership sitting there with Dodge representatives trying to sell you a car after you get off the ride. I don't think they have that. And I will say this, those Chevrolet reps that are at the end of the ride, they're not really trying to sell you a car. They're not pushing anything. They're just there. If you got a question, they'll answer it for you and show you or tell you something about the car. But like I said, the way you sell cars is getting in front of a lot of people. And what better way to do it than to do it at one of the most popular rides at one of the most world famous theme parks. And really, honestly, like, and another goal of marketing, and not only is it to make a lot of money and get your product name out there, you trying to attract new buyers. You're trying to attract new buyers when it comes to marketing. And right now, when it comes to, from the present looking forward, how do you attract new buyers to Dodge when you barely have any cars to sell? I mean, you have the Durango. There's some of their cars that are coming out next year are going to be late and delayed. You have the Hornet. You don't even have that wider range of cars to even show people. And if your marketing is that good, you can bring people in and attract new buyers to these other cars that are not Chargers and Challengers. But the history here shows that Dodge can't do that. Now, I get it, right? The marketing for the Demon, I get it. All the the hype shows and events that Dodge put on, like Roadkill Nights and things of that nature. A lot of people enjoy those type of events, right? All Dodge branded type stuff, really fun events. But all that stuff doesn't translate to sales. I mean, I showed you the numbers. It doesn't translate to sales at all whatsoever. So what's the point of doing all of these, these huge events, these huge unveilings, all these fire commercials and things like that if people are still not buying your product hand over fist? And this is another thing. If you're trying to attract new people to your brand, how do you compete with these prices? I'm going to put in perspective where we at with prices with these cars. I know we talk price a lot on this particular channel, but this should put in perspective of kind of why people are looking elsewhere for these particular cars. For example, right now, brand new, I mean, used market, that's totally different, but brand new right now, a Scat Pack Challenger. We're going to compare the Challenger to the Mustang. It's two doors, right? Scat Pack Challenger, right now, brand new, will cost you $49,000 to $57,000, 57 being for the wide body, base price. That is no options. That is base price. That's what you're starting out at. The crazy thing about that, quick tidbit, my wide body Charger costs less than a base model wide body Challenger. That's crazy. But nonetheless, that's the price you're looking at, right? Let's compare that to Ford. Ford right now is doing extremely well, and they have a car that is priced for the masses, right? Mustang GT, $42,000 to $47,000. 42 is just a base model GT. The 47 is going to be just a base model GT Premium. So you're telling me that a Ford Mustang GT Premium costs less than a base model narrow body Scat Pack Challenger. So you can get the GT Premium, add a few options to it, and come out less than the Scat Pack Challenger right now. How can you compete with that? Cars got the same horsepower, exact same horsepower, both 485 now. How do you compete with that? How do you attract people to buy your car when your competitor is selling a car exact same horsepower and cheaper? Dodge used to be the brand you can go to for cheap horsepower. No longer that is the case right now. That's not even a selling point anymore. On top of that, Dodge used to be, for the price per horsepower, used to be the most affordable car you can get. That's no longer the case. I got a video I did way back on my channel in the early days of this channel that I talked about the price per horsepower and how the Dodge Scat Pack is the best bang for your buck. That's not even the case anymore with these cars. You said, why you got a Scat Pack Charger? I need 4 doors. I need the 4 doors and I like the car. I just don't buy cars. I buy cars because I actually like them. I like the car, first off. But anyway, so that's the case right there. Dodge's marketing is entertaining. The marketing brings a lot of hype to the brand. A lot of people are a fan of Dodges. A lot of people, like, I'm just driving around, people will whip out their phones to record the car. Same thing with Hellcats and all that type of stuff. Even when I had my RT, people saw and heard my car and wanted to hear it and all this type of stuff because of the type of car and the type of following that Dodge has built. However, and unfortunately, all that hype that Dodge has built, all these fans that Dodge has of this particular brand has not translated to sales. If it did, people would have multiple Dodge vehicles in their driveway. You can do that with Ford and Chevy. You can get a Ford car, like just a regular car, like a Ford Focus or something. You need to save gas. Hop in your Ford F-150 if you need the truck. Hop into your Ford Explorer, or maybe it's a Ford Expedition. Yeah, I think it's Ford Expedition if you need like the family vehicle. Hop in your Mustang if you need your race car. You can do the same thing with Chevy. Hop in your Camaro if you need your race car. Hop in your Tahoe Suburban if you need your family vehicle. I think it's maybe a Chevy Cruze or the Volt or something if you need something fuel efficient. Or hop in your Silverado if you need a truck. You can't do that with Dodge. You can't do that. I mean, if you're just talking about Dodge by themselves, you can't do that. Not with the cars they have. It's really unfortunate. And I feel like these sales, because their sales have been lacking like this overall, that is the main driving force why they can't keep other cars in their lineup, which in turn causes them to get rid of those cars, which also in turn causes them to not be able to have V8s anymore. Ford and Chevy can have their V8s because they can sell other stuff besides their performance cars. Dodge can't. Dodge is all performance cars, and the main thing they sell is about to get taken away from them. In so many ways, the writing's on the wall at this point that Dodge is about to go downhill in a huge way. And their marketing, while as entertaining as it was, as much hype that they built around it, with their marketing going forward consisting of an EV Charger and a Hornet, you can kiss all that goodbye. Like that, no one's here for none of that. We don't care about all of that, and that's unfortunate because Dodge has built themselves up as a V8 performance brand, and now they can't sell anything else because no one cares about any cars that's not a V8. So let me know your thoughts here. Like I said, Dodge's marketing is extremely entertaining, a lot of hype. I'm not taking that away from them. I love their commercials. I love what they do. I love how they're just in your face, aggressive, and just don't care. But the bottom line shows all that doesn't translate to sales. They built a large fan base of people that love the cars and like the cars and all of that stuff. People that unfortunately don't want to own the cars but love to see the cars. That's the difference. You got to build a fan base of people that want to not only that love the cars but also buy the cars. Ford and Chevy are able to do that. That's why people have a lot of Chevy cars in their driveway or a lot of Ford cars in their driveway. They're able to cater to everyone in your family. Unfortunately, Dodge has pigeonholed themselves into a performance-only brand, and now they can't produce performance cars. That's where we at, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, man. We do a lot of car-related things on here. We talk about stuff of this nature and all that type of stuff, man. So make sure y'all lock it in. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. We will catch you on the next video. We are out. Cut it.